Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell. Make sure you're not missing any of the content that we have coming out. And today, we are diving into Future State Justice League. For the first time, we are seeing our Justice League, our new Justice League team in action. And unlike most of the Future State lines, this one is actually picking up a little bit in the future. So whatever's happened all over the world is pretty much come to an end. These guys came together and they created a Justice League that could fight back against the magistrate, against all the tyranny that was. Now, if you guys haven't been keeping up with Future State, go ahead and check out the link in my description and at the top of this video. It'll send you to a playlist that has everything Future State related, and it'll get you completely caught up. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. So jumping into this one, it shows us a bunch of different events that this Justice League team has fought off. A bunch of crisis events, if you will, which is kind of unoriginal. You know, we've done crisis events, and the fact that they're still continuing to fight crisis events is just so very repetitive in my opinion. But what makes up this Justice League team is Jonathan Kent, Yara Flor as Wonder Woman. Now, it doesn't tell us right away exactly who the Flash is, but the Flash they continuously refer to as they, and so we don't really have a full understanding of why yet, but we know that this Flash comes from a different multiverse along with some other Flashes, and this Flash decided to stay behind and be part of this team. We have Joe, aka the Green Lantern, who united all the Lantern Corps together as one. We have Tim Fox as Batman, and we have Aquaman and Mira's daughter as the new Aquawoman. And we're getting narration here from T.O. Morrow. And as it pans out in the panels, we see the new Legion of Doom. Now, this new Legion of Doom is made up of some really BA villains. From Amaze X to Cobalt Blue, the Screech Owl, the Flood, and the ultra-violent Lantern Corps. Now, there isn't much known about this ultra-violent Lantern Corps, but together all of these people, or all of these villains, make up the new Legion of Doom. And they come to the remnants of the Hall of Justice to lure in the Justice League because their plans are to kill the Justice League tomorrow. And then we pick up the next day and we see that this new Legion of Doom, just like that, is dead. And so the Justice League shows up and sees the Legion all over the ground dead. And unsure of exactly what happened here, they have Joe doing some investigation. And since our Green Lantern said that she has it covered, everybody else decides to go their own ways and do their own things, for the time being at least, until they have some answers. And this is where we get some inner monologue from John Kent. Not only inner monologue, but he's talking to Yara. And he's talking about how the Justice League once was. You know, the Justice League got so big to one point that they had let in so many members, one of their own ended up betraying them. And it caused devastation within the Hall of Justice ranks. And so with this new Hall of Justice, they decided they wanted to go in a new direction with it. And not have it so personal. Not have it to where you have people coming over for dinner. You don't know each other's true identities, or at least you shouldn't know. But John actually wants to make it more family oriented. He wants to be this he wants this to be like a family, like he had growing up. How he saw with Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne and Barry Allen. You know, he wants that kind of camaraderie that existed between them. And as all of this detail is unfolding, we find out that Joe, our Green Lantern, has discovered exactly what is causing this. What caused the Legion to die. And this is when Flash and Aquawoman are hanging out at their house when they hear a rumbling outside. And they go outside and they're met by Superman and Wonder Woman. And they use some kind of weapon and immobilize both of them. And this is when we see simultaneously our Justice League being taken out one by one. And as this imposter Justice League team imprisons our real Justice League members, our pretenders reveal themselves to be the Hyper Clan, freed by the Legion of Doom, only for them to turn on the Legion themselves. Now, these guys are all white Martians, which is absolutely terrifying to think about, that there are so many white Martians now impersonating every superhero in the Justice League. Now, this isn't their first encounter with the Justice League. They had tried to rule in their forms that they had usually taken, but the Justice League revealed them to be what they are. And so this time, they're gonna be the Justice League. They're gonna take on the faces of the people that are loved on this earth. And that's where we go over and go to our little side issue, which is Justice League Dark. And it picks us up with Zatanna and Bobo. And what we find out is that Merlin returned. Not only with his return, he pretty much came back with an iron fist. And he took all of magic as his own. The Tower of Fate had fallen, and Dr. Fate himself had disappeared. And so they fought. They resisted the best they could, but they were betrayed and they had lost. And as they go through the remnants of Merlin's witch hunters, they find out that individuals were burned at the stake one by one, each interrogated. And this is when they see the angel Zariel captured, tortured, and burned alive. And this is when Bobo summons the demon Etrigan. And he is livid that Bobo summoned him, because he told them to never summon him again. But his tone changed real quick when he saw the angel strung up. And so after this, they head off to Relics and Riches, now being run by Rory Reagan. And Etrigan shows him a relic, or a medallion if you will, that led them here. And this is where they learned that John Constantine had been setting up a safe haven, if you will, on the outskirts of Las Vegas. But as the time they sat here, Merlin's henchmen have shown up. Now, Etrigan seems to be the one that betrayed everybody. He's refusing to fight against Merlin's forces. He made a pact that says he would never stand against Merlin, and he lives to that pact regardless. And so he can't even help him in this situation, but what he will do is give Rory a soul that can be put into Ragman. And with that, Ragman is reborn within Rory. And we see him start just dominating Merlin's forces. With Bobo and Zatanna at his back, they lay waste to all of these guys. And then we pick up a little bit later on the homeless side of town, and they meet up with John Constantine, and they take him to an individual, an older man, that John says he's been needing to protect until this night. And this is when Etrigan is yet summoned again, and he burns this old man alive to reveal the true form, that it is none other than Dr. Fate himself. And the only one that could reveal his true form was Etrigan. And it had to be at this precise moment, because Dr. Fate is trying to prevent the future that he has foreseen. And that will be the end of this issue. So what did you guys think? I really am digging the new Justice League. They are a really unique team with really uniquely different problems than our old Justice League had, which isn't a bad thing. Like I said in the beginning, I wasn't a huge fan of the whole, let's do crisis events again with these guys. They fought their own evils and all that good stuff, which is awesome. But they could have done it in different ways, and at least not called them crisis events, as if everything is just going to continuously always be the same repetitive actions of crisis event after crisis event. This is what I felt, this run is supposed to be breaking that cycle. And if we're going to continue on with the same thing, why did we even do all of this to begin with? With that being said, I really did like it for the most part. I did like the Justice League Dark. I think that's a really awesome twist on it. I'm really excited to see what Dr. Fate and John Constantine, all of them are going to do. Those have always been fan favorites, especially in recent years. So it's obvious, that they're going to get some spotlight in this. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you haven't yet, please be sure to check out my podcast, which is Comic Breakdown and More, where we cover the weekly comic pools, as well as WandaVision, Marvel Cinema, DC movies, anything you could think of, we're covering it. So go ahead and check that out if you want more in-depth talk about the comics that we cover this week. Episodes drop every Friday. You can catch it on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and until the next issue.